tom kha gai. Hello and welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I'm Rashmi Nigam and I'm going to prepare for you one of the most delicious Thai soups called tom kha gai. It is unlike tom yum goong, which is also another very popular soup, but it is more on the spicy seafood sort of flavor, and this is more milder, so if you're not the spice kind of person, this is the one for you. Now the meaning of tom kha gai is, tom means to boil, kha means galangal, which is Thai ginger, but it's very different from the typical ginger we used to. It's a little milder and extremely different, but yes, if you can't find it, use ginger, that's fine. And gai means chicken. So this is chicken and galangal soup in coconut broth. It is really delicious. It's perfect for the cold weather, or now that the rains are about to descend on us, those perfect rainy nights, and even if you have a cold. So let's get cracking on this delicious soup. We are going to begin with our ingredients: lemongrass, galangal, coffee lime leaves, fish sauce, red bird's eye chili, Thai chili paste, lime juice, brown sugar, granulated sugar, and our coconut milk. These are the fresh button mushrooms, spring onions, which we're going to use primarily as garnish, coriander, very essential to flavors in Thai food. We have chicken broth here with us, but you can also use plain water. It's totally up to you. Because we're using chicken breast as a meat in the soup, it really has no flavor. So to give it more flavor, we're going to put chicken broth. You can use plain water also. And that's chicken breast and our green chili. So now we're going to begin with chopping of our herbs first, which will add to the flavor of the chicken broth. I'm going to take the kaffir lime leaves, some 5-6 of them, and basically put them one on top of each other and just go rip, and that's it. You rip it, you smell it, and it smells like lime heaven here. You put it on the side. Next, we're going in for galangal. So this is Thai ginger. If you don't find it, you can use your normal ginger, it's fine. So I'm going to cut really small slices of this so that you get maximum surface area for all the yummy flavor. I'm going to take some 1.5 inches of it, not more than that, because then it would be just too pungent. Okay, that should be enough. Some 7-8 pieces of our galangal. Now, the third part of the trinity, the kaffir lime leaves, galangal, and lemongrass. These three just make anything smell and taste delicious. So just cut it on a bit of a slant. Just take the end away. Thin slices, not too much. We don't want people to eat this, just to give it a flavoring. And that's it. Now we take coriander, lovely, lovely coriander. It makes anything taste so fresh and look so vibrant. So where the stems are is what I'm going to put in the broth. I'm going to keep it around 1.5 inches long. And the leaves is what I'm going to use for garnish on top. So I'm going to put the leaves away. You may think that's a lot of coriander going in, but trust me, this too wells when you put it in the soup. So that's for the garnish. That goes into the broth. Next is mushrooms. We're going to take our fresh button mushrooms. Not too many. This is enough. I'm really not a big fan of the stem, so I just remove this. I don't know for what reason. I just don't. And again, we're going to make it into small sizes, not too small that it just disappears into the soup. You want it to be bite-sized. Just, you know, that's it. Something small. You can make it smaller if you please. And even mushroom takes away, or let's say gives away a lot of water. So this too will reduce a little bit in size. There we go. We have a mushroom ready. And for garnish, we're going to use a lovely spring onion. I'm gonna cut it into half, bring it around. I'm not gonna use too much of the whites because it just has a really strong flavor and we're only using it as garnish. So more of the greens. Again, really small pieces, just as garnish. That's it. So the fun thing about Thai food is there's a lot of chopping, but once it gets going, it's fast. Okay, and now the finale is in the chopping, is our chicken. We take chicken breasts, basically cut it diagonally. And again, cut this into bite-sized pieces. We're taking 2 chicken breasts, so it's around 250 grams. It's enough for 2 people. All right, that's our chicken done. And we're ready to go on fire. So I'm gonna turn my gas on, put the saucepan on, and I'm gonna take around 1.5 cups of chicken broth. You can also take plain water, because we're using chicken breast. So to give it more flavor, I'm using chicken broth. So goes in the chicken broth, and we're going to let it come to a bit of a boil. And while it's boiling, to give the great flavors of the soup, we're gonna add the galangal. Galangal going in, then our kaffir lime leaves, and then the lemongrass. And another thing we have to put is our chilies. So just take the bird's eye chili. If you don't find it, take any normal chili, just make it colorful, red and green. That's what we're doing, red and green. It's spicy, so don't take too many. And basically smash it and cut it. This is not a very spicy soup, so we're not gonna add too much, and I'm not gonna chop it too much. This is just for heat. Same with the green chili. Smash it and cut. Now, while this is simmering away, is a good time to add the coriander, which was the more stem part. Beautiful coriander going in. I think that should be good enough. Just give it a lovely twirl. And if you could just be here and just get the smell of the lime, the galangal, the coriander. Oh, it's beautiful. The kaffir lime leaves, beautiful. Now that it's almost bubbling away is a good time to put our chicken in. So you'll see the chicken turn white, and you'll just give it some 5 minutes to cook. This is gonna cook really fast because we've cut it into small pieces. It's all fast, and that's how soups should be. I want it and you have it. So we're gonna let it cook for 5 minutes. After putting in the chicken and letting it cook for 2 minutes, I'm going to add fish sauce to it, our salty component, and just a teeny weeny bit of sugar. So we're gonna let our chicken cook for another 3 minutes. So really cooking this really makes me miss my friend Dream, who I learned all the Thai food from. She's gone back to Thailand after being in India for 3 years. And unfortunately, I met her just 6 months before her leaving. But it was so much fun. I would meet her once a week with another girlfriend of mine, Aarti. And we would start chopping by 11 in the morning, and we would make some 20 dishes at one time. So we'd just be chopping for the next 2-3 hours. Then we take a break, chat, catch up on all the girly stuff, maybe even have some coffee or tea in between and start cooking again. So it was really great. And in our learning of Thai food, she actually learned how to speak English. So it was a great barter system. I think food for language is the way to go. So now our chicken has been bubbling away for the last 5-6 minutes. It's a good time to add our coconut milk. I'm gonna simmer and put the coconut milk because it just has a habit of maybe curdling. Mix it and put it in. It's become lovely and milky, our soup, but still nice and light and fresh because of all the herbs we've put in it. I'm gonna increase the flame just a little bit because we need to bring it to a boil again, but not on high flame. This is also a time where we can add our mushrooms because mushrooms take a little long to cook. I'm gonna add mushrooms. With the mushrooms in, I'm just gonna add a wee bit of chili, half of what I chopped, just to add some heat, and the rest we're going to add to garnish. There goes the chili. A little kick is always good. And now we just let it bubble away. So now that our soup has started boiling and we've let it boil for some 2 minutes, it's a good time to switch it off, because now we're going to add the souring stuff, which is lime juice. A whole lot of lime juice goes in. And we're going to add our remaining chilies. So this is the Thai chili oil I was talking to you about. It is primarily put for the color, and it just has a hint of sweetness to it in spite of being a chili oil. So if you see, once I add it, lovely bubbles of red will come into the soup. Next, we're going to add our spring onions and coriander. So remember, this is soup. It's supposed to be rustic, something you can make at home for your loved ones when you want to cuddle up or when they're unwell. This is the go-to soup. And that's it. It's ready. Well, our soup is ready, and it's time to serve this delicious, yummy soup. And the best way to go is recycle. I've had lovely coconut water in the morning, and we chopped this fresh coconut, and we're going to use it as a bowl. So we're going to get our soup out and just pour. Fill it to the top. It's going to be yummy. So that's a very delicious and flavorful tom kha gai. It is yummy, it's ready to just dive into, and it looks really pretty in this tender coconut which we're using as a bowl. So make sure you do it, make sure it looks a little authentic, and enjoy yourself.